आप कैसे जुड़े हैं वैसे PW OnlyIAS के साथ?
सर OnlyIAS का यूट्यूब पे काफ़ी देखा है वीडियोस उन्होंने,
ओके।
मॉक इंटरव्यूज भी देखे थे, काफ़ी अच्छे लगे थे।
नहीं ठीक है। और यूट्यूब पे क्या देखते हो, मतलब लाइक करंट अफेयर्स वगैरह या जो कुछ स्टैटिक पोर्शन है?
सर प्रीलिम्स के समय काफ़ी देखता था। हाँ, प्रीलिम्स के कंपाइलेशन एक तो काफ़ी देखे
ओके, जैसे मैराथन वीडियोस?
यस सर।
ओके ओके, ताकि रिवीजन अच्छे से हो
जी
जाए।
सर। May I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Come, sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Please tell about yourself.
Yes, sir. So my name is Ayan Jain. I was born in Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. I did my schooling from Sanskriti School, New Delhi, and my graduation in electrical engineering from IIT Delhi. In my free time, I enjoy playing chess.
Okay. So you appeared in the UPSC twice.
Yes, sir.
And you qualified. And have you been appointed to any service?
Yes, sir. I am in the Indian Police Service, sir. I have taken the extraordinary leave.
Okay. Okay. Which batch would it be?
23 batch, sir.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
What is your first choice?
IAS, sir.
IFS 2, IAS 1. Can you tell us why?
Yes.
Why IAS and why IFS at 2?
Sir, I am certainly very happy with the Indian Police Service also. Sir, I believe the IAS especially and IFS also will allow me to work in developmental activities in a more direct manner. And also I believe, sir, it presents a more diverse opportunities in terms of working in areas of my interest like education and health. That is why I have opted for them, sir. Otherwise, I am extremely happy with the Indian Police Service also.
But given a choice, you would rather be in the IAS, or if not, then in the IFS?
Sir, it was certainly a very close decision, but yes, sir, the IAS is my first preference due to the nature of the job and my areas of interest, sir.
Good, very good.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me, the three criminal laws, main criminal laws, IPC, CRPC and the Evidence Act, they have been suitably modified.
Yes.
And these new acts have gone through the parliament, received president's assent also. Now tell me, have they started functioning, or any deadline has been given that they will be effective from this date? Question number one. And question number two, what are the major changes that are proposed under these three laws?
Sir, it has not yet been implemented, sir. The act has been passed, but it is said that in 3 to 4 months it will be enforced, and around December 2024 onwards, it is expected that it would be properly incorporated within the system, sir, because all the changes have to be made in the sections, the training of the police personnel. Accordingly, this deadline has been made, sir. Sir, many changes have been made, sir. First of all, this is the first Indian version of the criminal law as compared to the previous one, which was British. Secondly, sir, the very name of the laws, it represents an Indianness, and also the fact that these laws are there to protect the citizens, and welfare-oriented and rehabilitation-oriented acts rather than punitive acts. They are not just meant to penalize them, but rather to promote justice. Sir, there have been many measures such as setting timelines for the filing of charge sheet, the inquiry, and also...
Let's go act-wise.
Yes.
Let's take IPC first.
Yes.
What major changes have been proposed in the new IPC, and what's the name of the new IPC?
Sir, it is the BNS, the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. Sir, first of all, the number of sections has been reduced. Sir, secondly, there have been certain new offences which have been brought.
You know the number of sections now?
Very sorry, sir. I know it is in approximately 300 or 350. I will check exact, sir. So certain new offences have been brought, such as mob lynching has been made punishable. Sir, certain offences have been removed, such as adultery. Sir, I will check more, sir.
Only these two?
Sir, I remember for the CRPC.
Remember, you are also an IPS officer.
Yes.
What about introduction of terrorism?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Terrorism has been defined, sir, on various acts, and
Was it there in the old IPC?
no, sir. It hasn't been there before, sir.
Then a question, the punishment prescribed for terrorism is the same as the one existing in the existing UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, which is already there in force. So what was the need for bringing in terrorism now, if it is already there in the UAPA? And that is also an act passed by the parliament.
Sir, in my understanding, again in alignment with the objective of the act, of it being a Nyaya Samhita rather than a punishing act, sir, one element of protecting the persons accused of this act is also there. Secondly, sir, terrorism is often linked to various other crimes, such as organized crime, smuggling.
Organized crime is different.
Yes, sir.
It's not terrorism.
Yes, very sorry for the confusion, sir. Yes, sir, I meant, sir, that it is often related to such organized crime, which also has to be dealt with, sir, in a more holistic
No,
way.
I asked you a question. You answered my question.
Very sorry, sir. Sir,
Why is it that terrorism has had to be brought in even when a similar provision, a similar act exists, UAPA, which prescribes much the less same punishment?
Sir, in my understanding, the UAPA is also going to be reformed further, and perhaps the government has sought a more holistic approach towards terrorism. Sir.
No. UAPA is something which some states have said they would not allow it to be implemented in their state, in some of the opposition ruled states. But when it comes into the IPC, new IPC, it will have to be in force in all the states. That's the major reason.
Thank you, sir.
What other change?
Sir, in the CRPC to the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Act.
Sedition. What the difference has been made in the new replaced version of sedition?
Yes. So the section 124A of IPC, sedition, has been removed. But instead, sir, a provision for Deshdroh, for any activity which goes against the national interest, that has been introduced, sir.
So Deshdroh has been differentiated from?
From sedition, sir.
From Rajdroh.
Very sorry, sir.
Is that so?
Sir, I will certainly read more about it, but yes, sir, this is my understanding.
Okay. Meaning you can criticize the government, you can't do any harm to the country.
Yes, sir.
That's the essence of the CRPC and Evidence Act. One major change.
Yes. Sir, for the Evidence Act to the Bharatiya Sakshya Samhita is that digital evidences have been permitted now. Sir, for the CRPC to Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Act, sir, there have been provisions such as zero FIR, EFIR, and also timelines have been brought in.
What is a zero FIR?
So zero FIR is the provision that anyone can file an FIR in any police station, not just the one within that person's corresponding jurisdiction.
One more question. Maths is your optional subject.
Yes, sir.
And electrical engineering is what you did in IIT Delhi.
Yes, sir.
What are the constituents of renewable energy? What is our capacity now? And what are we looking at?
So the components of renewable energy, sir, are solar, hydro, wind energy, and biomass also, sir.
Why not major hydro?
Yes, sorry, sir. Hydro has been differentiated as major hydro, large hydro, and small hydro, sir.
Nuclear?
So nuclear is considered a clean but non-renewable fuel, sir.
Why?
Sir, that is because nuclear energy does not pollute, does not lead to carbon emissions, but at the same time, the amount of nuclear material, that is limited, so it is not considered renewable, sir.
Is that so?
So that is my present level of understanding, sir. I will check if there is any other reason, sir.
You are a science student. Nuclear energy is based on fission.
Yes.
Fission reaction.
Yes, sir.
So if the end product can be processed back to be useful again, will it not become a renewable energy?
Sir, at the present level of technological development, sir, fusion has not yet been researched properly into, and also, sir, the efficiency of such process
I'm
may
not
be
talking
low.
about fusion, talking about fission reaction.
Yes, sir.
Fusion, we have not been able to make any reactor.
Yes. Sir, in my understanding, sir, as you mentioned about bringing the raw material again from the products, sir, I believe that is not yet technologically possible, sir, but I will check again, sir.
Read about thorium reactors.
Yes. Sir, sorry to interrupt, sir. Should I continue with the answer about the quantity?
Yeah, please.
Yes, very sorry for stopping, sir. Sir, in India, total capacity is around 410 gigawatts, of which renewable is around, sir, 160 gigawatts, I believe.
180.
Thank you, sir. And sir, solar is around 70 gigawatts, sir. And sir, as for our targets, sir, we have the target of 300 gigawatts, sir, by 2030, and also attaining 50% of our energy needs by non-fossil fuels.
50% of the total installed capacity.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ananya. I say Ananya, how you pronounce your name?
Sir, Ayan.
Ayan, sorry. Yes. Ayan, your mother was is MD of EOS Capital.
Yes.
Private. So this is her own company or is
yes.
it? What does she do? What company is she engaged in?
Yes, sir. Sir, she deals in the investment banking sector. Sir, it is mainly about sir, debt funding and equity capital market, about bringing projects their required investment by presenting the valuation models, about connecting investors to the companies who demand funding, sir.
Do you think this present valuation which is happening, you know, the share markets are reaching astronomical heights, is it good for the economy?
Sir, I do not have a very clear understanding about the area. Sir, I believe it has its own positives and negatives. So the positives will be more financial involvement, sir. More people would be attracted to the stock market. More people will participate in the economy. People's income may also rise. But at the same time, sir, stock market has its own risks and people need to be made aware of that. Otherwise, they may lose out, sir.
The thing is that, you know, because these are unrealistic levels which are reaching, you know, the P ratios are very high. So, won't it be bad for the economy in long run?
Sir, I will have to gain a deeper insight, sir. Sorry, sir.
Your father belongs to a very famous district, Rajgarh.
Yes.
Can you tell me something about what is so important about Rajgarh? Can you tell me one or two things about that?
Sir, any specific sector regarding Rajgarh?
Generally, Rajgarh, why is famous?
Sir, Rajgarh Fort is there in Rajgarh. And also, sir, we have a solar park of Madhya Pradesh coming up in Rajgarh.
You forgot that there is a temple.
Sir, I'm vaguely recalling, sir. Very sorry, I'm not able to recall.
Your father is presently serving in the MP, is the DGP.
Sir, he has retired now, sir.
He's retired now. So you would be, I mean, you must be hearing at home, and you are an IPS officer now. What are the reforms? You know, we keep talking about the reforms in police, and from time to time, everybody talks about it. What is your take on this?
Certainly, sir. The police in India can undergo several reforms. Sir, first of all, I believe is the presence of corruption in police, whether it is at the level of policemen taking bribes or at a higher level also. Secondly, sir, about making police more people-friendly and compassionate.
You missed the point. He's asked you about the police reform. Supreme Court has given a set of directions.
Yes, very sorry, I misunderstood the question, sir. Yes, sir, the Prakash Singh guidelines are the most prominent in this regard. So there are 7 specific directives. The first is regarding the setting up of a state security commission to ensure that there is no undue influence of the state in policing, as well as for monitoring and broad policy. Secondly, sir, regarding the DGP appointment, there is a minimum tenure of 2 years and the process of appointment to be transparent and merit-based. Thirdly, sir, for other police officers such as Superintendent of Police, also there should be a minimum tenure of 2 years. Fourthly, sir, a police establishment board for all the transfers and appointments. Fifthly, sir, a police complaints authority for the complaints. Sixth, sir, to separate law and order from investigation purposes. And 7th, sir, for a National Security Commission on the lines of State Security Commissions.
I'm asking your personal views on the non-implementation of the committee report. Everybody said it's a very good report and it need to be done, implemented.
Yes.
And why it was not implemented?
Sir, in my understanding, the implementation has been done to some extent. Sir, many states have implemented the State Security Commission, but many have not implemented also. Sir, the DGP tenure guidelines have been incorporated with the additional rule that the person to be appointed as DGP must have at least 6 months left in their tenure, sir, before retirement. And sir, I believe the law and order separation from the investigation, that might be, sir, difficult given the understaffing of police personnel in India, sir.
But the committee report was much wider.
Yes.
You restricted maps, so then what we are talking.
Very sorry, sir. I will have to read more comprehensive.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ayan, you are a chess player.
Yes.
Tell me whether the IT development will enable the robos or the computer to beat humans permanently, and if yes, what are the reasons for this?
Yes, sir. It is at the moment, it is true, sir, that the best chess engine, which is Stockfish, is unbeatable by humans at the present level. In terms of the rating assessment, the highest rating of a chess player is 2,800, whereas that estimated of Stockfish is around 4,000. So the reason for this is, sir, that chess involves thinking of a lot of moves in the future, which requires cognitive capacity. The major constraint then becomes that of time and also of energy, of becoming tired, which is not there for computers, especially not there with artificial intelligence. That is why, sir, at the moment, the computer chess engines have been able to outperform humans. Sir, in the distant future, it may be possible that we may learn from such technologies and we may develop our own capacities. But perhaps, sir, it may be impractical to defeat the infinite capacity of computers.
Absolutely, because you cannot match the amount of calculations that a highly developed IT machine can do, and also the tiredness, which you have already mentioned. Have you heard of unresolved problems of mathematics?
Yes, sir.
Give me an example.
So the millennia problems is one example, sir, of which only one has been solved, sir. So Riemann hypothesis is also yet to be solved, sir.
Yeah, okay. What is the resonance frequency of an AC circuit?
So the resonance frequency is, sir, it is the frequency at which the capacitive reactance becomes equal to the inductive reactance. The frequency corresponds to 1 by LC under root, sir.
Basically, the inductance becomes 0.
Yes, sir, the net.
Suppose you are given the foreign service. Each foreign service officer is given a language to master. His or her first posting is decided on this. Which language would you choose and why?
Sir, I believe learning Chinese might be a very valuable asset for me, given the importance of China for India, and also given China's presence all over the world and the large population speaking Chinese, sir.
Which world leader has visited China in the last 2 days, which is important to India?
Sir, I'm not able to recall exactly, but I did go through the news, sir. Sir, I'm aware that Bhutan is extending its relations with China.
Some president has visited China in the last 2 days, which is very, very important from India's point of view.
Sir, I might have missed the news, but I would guess Mr. Mohammad Moizu, sir.
Yeah. He is president of which country?
Maldives, sir.
And what is the problem with Maldives that India is having?
Sir, the current government of Maldives came into power with the India Out campaign as its main manifesto. And because of this, sir, they are developing an anti-India sentiment and want the Indian armed forces to be withdrawn from Maldives. Recently, sir, 3 ministers of Maldives made derogatory comments about Shri Narendra Modi ji, because of which it has caused an uproar in India, and the boycott Maldives movement has also come up, sir.
Do you know in what dimensions Maldives is dependent on India?
Sir, one is regarding climate change, because, sir, it is a very vulnerable country. Secondly, sir, I believe the water shortage is there, which India is helping in. And thirdly, sir, tourism is highly dependent on Indian population, sir. Indians constitute the largest group of tourists in Maldives.
It also gets all the medicines, or most of the medicines, and the vegetables, and the eatables from India. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You have worked for NGO.
Yes.
What asset does an NGO create?
Sir, it primarily helps in fulfilling the lacunae of the government in reaching remote areas or people who perhaps could not be covered by the government. Secondly, sir, it helps develop a personal connect with people, and people tend...
So what is that asset called?
Sir, I would say social capital and human capital.
Yeah, social capital. So what are the problems in running an NGO?
Sir, the primary challenge is that of funding, sir, and resource constraint.
Okay.
Second, sir, is that of personnel, because not many people like to volunteer for NGOs. Thirdly,
Okay.
sir, is in being able to create structural changes, NGOs have limited capacity, sir.
To bring structural changes where?
Sir, in terms of any area that they are working in, for example, sir, if I compare to government, policy changes lead to lasting and long-term changes, whereas NGOs typically work more to short-term, sir. But yes, certainly there might be exceptions, sir.
Any country has a ministry for social capital?
Sir, I recall reading about it. Sir, I believe it is one of our neighboring countries, sir. I will have to check again, sir.
No, UK has one.
Thank you, sir.
You are an electrical engineer.
Yes.
Okay, so you were posted, say, as a collector of a district.
Yes.
And I have a EV car. And I am coming and arguing with you that your policy says the car should be scrapped in 15 years. So I say, on what basis would you want me to scrap my car? What would you say?
Sir, the vehicle scrappage policy, I'm not aware if it extends to electric vehicles also. But sir, for this scenario, the fitness of a vehicle deals with multiple dimensions, sir. Primary is the emissions being released.
I am listening to your reply, but they'll also mark you.
Very sorry,
So
sir.
please, 60% time look at me, 40% look at them also.
Yes, sorry, sir.
Yeah, continue.
Yes, sir. Sir, one reason that typically is there for the vehicle fitness is that of emissions. That is going to be low for the electric vehicle, sir. But if it is a hybrid vehicle, then that will also have to be checked. Secondly, sir, is the safety of the vehicle in terms of functioning, if it is malfunctioning or if there are any other concerns in the technicalities. And third, sir, is from a safety perspective of people on the road in general, if the vehicle is likely to cause an accident or anything of that regard, sir. These will be the parameters, sir.
So policy has to be made for EV vehicle scrapping.
Yes.
So let's say I win the argument and say the vehicle is not to be scrapped,
Yes.
right? So is this automobile industry not committing harakiri by producing some vehicle which people will not scrap? They'll continue to use it. So who will buy their new cars?
Sir, in that regard, sir, while it is true that this may cause an issue of not scrapping vehicles, sir, at the same time, it is a positive step that people may want to switch to electric vehicles because of no time constraint for scrapping it. Secondly, sir, I believe that in 15 to 20 years, technology evolves at a level that people themselves want to evolve to the higher technology, sir.
So I have bought an EV car last year.
Yes.
Everywhere it says don't touch high voltage, don't touch this, don't touch that. So if I can't touch it being the owner, how will the roadside mechanic touch it? I won't let him touch. So what will happen to all these roadside mechanics?
Sir, I'm not exactly aware of the technicalities with respect to not touching, sir. But certainly, sir, safety measures would be there. For example, using a insulator, rubber gloves or other such material to prevent chances of shock. And sir, regarding the roadside mechanics, sir, I believe their skilling will help in the transformation of the nature of their jobs to become capable to handle electric vehicles also, sir.
So they'll have to be reskilled.
So they, I would consider it an upgrading, yes, sir.
Okay. You have talked of Braille.
Yes.
The Braille has how many bits?
Sir, if I'm remembering correctly, it has 9 dots, sir. 3 by 3. But I will check again, sir.
No, it has 6 dots.
Thank you, sir.
The original Braille had how many dots?
Very sorry, sir. I'm not aware.
Okay. One technological development has helped the visually challenged people phenomenally. What is it?
Sir, the most prominent one is smart cane, I would say, sir, or a walking stick. But another that comes to my mind is, sir, the feature of text to speech, which allows any digital content to be heard audibly.
Yeah, they are able to read it.
Yes.
My last question to you, you are a electrical engineer. Do you really see the renewable energy, the target which has been set before this country? What is the target?
So the target is of 300 gigawatts by 2030,
Yeah.
and 50% of our total installed capacity by renewables. Sir.
Do you really see that it will be achievable? And if yes, which mode would you advocate strongly? In fact, something has happened recently about this.
Sir, I do believe it is attainable, sir. Given our present capacity of renewable, which is around 180 gigawatts. So, sir, it is certainly possible to increase it significantly. And the rate of increasing our capacity is also very high. I believe it is around 10% per annum, sir, or even 15% in the last 2 years. And sir, there has been a major push globally towards renewable energy, and India is leading in that direction. With the exponential increase of electric vehicles also, this will play a major role. Sir, modality, I would say solar should be the primary goal, but also hybrid plants can be considered for solar and wind, sir.
Solar and wind.
Yes, sir.
Now, recently, PM has talked about one particular technology.
Very sorry, sir, I might have missed it.
Modular nuclear.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard about it? What is the size of that one module?
Of nuclear, sir? Very sorry, sir, I'll have to read.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Ayan, imagine that I'm a foreign investor.
Yes.
And I'm looking to invest in the food processing sector in any country at a global level. Why I should not invest in India? Can you give me any two major points that are the major issues in case of our country in the food processing sector because of which I should not invest?
Sir, one would be the lack or deficiency in the supply chains or the backward and extension service networks that have been created.
Okay.
Second, sir, might be the case of political instability in some states, which may cause an issue to investors, sir, or the presence of or the lack of reliable power supply and water supply, which is important for such industries, sir.
So when we are aware that these problems are there, then why the government is not taking steps regarding that to solve it?
Sir, in my understanding, steps are being taken. Sir, certainly the challenge is also immense. But sir, we are trying to attract investors in all industries, and we are taking steps to augment our capacities also, sir.
Okay. Do you think GDP is the right concept to showcase the development in case of any country?
Sir, I believe inclusive growth is more important.
No, I am asking about GDP, not
Yes.
inclusive growth.
Sorry, sir.
Is GDP the right indicator to show the development in a country or not?
Sir, I believe it is insufficient, sir.
Insufficient. Why?
Sir, because GDP presents the total growth of a country and total output, but not the distribution and whether the inequality is high or not. And also it does not comment on socio-economic parameters, sir.
Then why every time when you see in the newspaper, even the government is being talking about that we are doing exceptionally well in terms of GDP growth and India is going to be developed by 2047. So do you really think with this kind of growth we are having in our country, India will be able to become developed at a global level by 47?
Sir, why we are talking about GDP so much is because, sir, high GDP serves as the precursor to socio-economic development or inclusive growth. A high amount of economic prosperity is important for welfare schemes, for poverty alleviation, or to build human capital, sir. And sir, I do believe that with the present focus on welfare, on building human capital, I do believe we will become a developed nation by.
Do you think whatever amount of money are being provided for the cleaning of river of in different states of a country like Yamuna, if we talk about Ganga and the other, are the rivers actually got clean after spending such a huge amount of money, or this money is being going in corruption only? What do you think?
Sir, certainly there might be some level of corruption, but we have seen significant improvement, sir.
Any improvement you have seen in Yamuna in Delhi?
Yes, sir. Sir, the amount of foam which was often due to phosphates or the detergents, that has seen a significant decline, sir. I will have to check the statistics, sir.
And what about Ganga? Is it also like in a better condition?
Sir, I am not aware of the statistics, but sir, I do believe there has been a high focus, sir.
Okay. So you do believe there is a improvement, okay. Have you heard about this PM Vishkarma scheme?
Yes, sir.
What is it's about?
Sir, it is about artisans and their skilling, sir.
Okay, and what all help the government is providing in this?
Sir, I'm not able to recall the specifics, but I believe, sir, employment opportunities and skill training is
Okay,
being done.
is it a central sector scheme or centrally sponsored scheme?
Sorry, sir. I believe it is sponsored. I will check again, sir.
And what is the basic difference between these two?
Sir, a central sector scheme is funded solely by the central government, whereas a centrally sponsored is done by a shared through center and states.
Okay. Okay, one thing, what do you think, what is the color of money?
Sir, money literally is a concept, sir, so it does not have any color.
It does not have any color.
Sir, in my understanding, because money can be digital also, it can be printed in any color.
And what about black money and white money?
Yes. Sir, that is a concept, sir, about legal money and illegal money, sir.
Legal money and illegal money.
Sir, in terms of money that is illicit, perhaps it has not been accounted for, tax has not been paid on that money, sir.
Okay, one last question. Do you think the demonetization that was done by government in 2016 was a successful in terms of taking care or wiping out the black money from our system?
Sir, as per the trends that we had seen in that time, it did have success, sir. Black money was reduced by some extent, and also digitization.
What extent?
Very sorry, sir. I will have
Because
to
if you see the numbers, whatever amount of money that didn't came back to RBI, the same amount of money was spent by government in terms of printing currency. So in a way, it's nothing in terms of wiping out the black money. And why in the recent time they have simply stopped the 2,000 rupees worth of notes?
Sir, it was done in order to control the black money itself, sir, because...
Again, so first we issued the 2,000 notes to stop the black money, and then again we are stopping the 2,000 notes to again stop the black money. At the same time, so what do you think now, which denomination of note is going to come? Like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000? What do you think?
Sir, I believe this is a periodic activity, so that if anyone has accumulated black money in a higher denomination, then that can be taken care of, and from time to time this may change, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ayan, one last question. Solar energy has huge potential in it. In fact, if 1% of what is incident on the Indian country, we are able to convert, then our problems will be solved forever.
Yes.
Huge potential. What happens, electricity can be generated only during the daytime. What happens during night time?
Yes, sir. In solar, sir, when it comes to solar energy, this is a major challenge that the incident light and the amount of energy generated varies from day to night and also season, sir. So that is why these devices have low efficiency also, sir.
What is the way out?
Sir, one way which requires technological intervention is to find ways to store solar energy. Sir, the advent of supercapacitors can help significantly in this regard.
Have anything been done in this regard?
Very sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay, Ayan, if you'll now step out for a moment, we'll call you back and give you our feedback.
Thank you, sir.
Right?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. May I come in, sir?
Come.
Thank you, sir.
Ayan, last year you did get into the UPSC with a good rank. Why didn't you get IAS?
Sir, I missed it very narrowly.
IFS?
Sir, I had not opted for IFS last year.
IAS, why you didn't get?
Sir, IAS closed at 83, mine was 87, and IFS last year I had put below IPS, sir.
Okay. So, Ayan, we found you, obviously, you are a very good candidate. You know, now that you are in the IPS and with this background, the bar will be very high for you in the UPSC interview. So, you will have to do exceptionally well.
Yes.
Why I am saying this, with that sort of background, people will expect quite a lot from you. So, even if you falter somewhat, it might get magnified.
Yes.
So you have to be at your best. Think of whatever can be asked from you, whatever we have asked. Yes. Obviously, you will go to some other mock interviews also, and the questions they will pose. Think of all the questions that might be asked from you based on your DAF, your current development. We didn't ask you too many questions on current developments.
Yes.
Too many questions on police also. So questions will come from, the place you belong to, your subject of graduation, that is IIT, electrical engineering. Then the optional, what optional? Maths.
Maths options.
We didn't ask you any question on maths, except for one question, right? So, and the hobbies that you have given, plus current development. These are the 5 sources of questions normally. Of course, the UPSC, considering your background, they might want to ask you some trick questions also, like what happens if an egg is dropped on a hard floor, something like that. Leave aside that, you rely on your instinct and your presence of mind.
Yes.
But otherwise, the regular questions that will come to you, you should be mentally fully prepared for that.
Yes.
Right? Some other things that I would like to advise you is, why have you kept your hands on your knees, frozen like that? You see, apply the logic of interview. Why is candidates called to interview? You see, your knowledge has already been tested in the theory papers. Now is the time to test your personality.
Yes.
And the personality is best judged when the candidate is his natural self. You keep it frozen like that, it means that you have been taught to do that. No. Behave normally. Behave naturally. Yeah, you can do like this. Sometimes you can use your hand movement to some extent, not much, to convey your answers also. So the basic idea is to be your natural self.
Understood.
Then do remember to comb your hair properly.
Yes, I will get a haircut.
And shave, of course. Yes. That you should not be there. About eye contact, it's a very important point. He's already told you. Take care of your shoes are polished, so that way it is all right. I think there is not much that you can do except to fine-tune whatever questions are asked and the replies that you give.
Yes.
What do you want to know from us? Is there any question that you have?
No specific questions, sir. I think gradual improvement only I was seeking.
Okay. Now, from all points of view, as sir has already mentioned, you are fit for better marks, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
All the best. Do well.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.